Hello. Our assignment was to create a program which lets user to play a Mangala game. The first thing this program is going to ask is set the number of stones per cup. So if we press 4 for example, it's going to replace this with 4. If we press like for example 1, then it's going to replace this with 1 stones. So the first thing this program do is asking the n number and taking it as and assign it to n integer and uh, calling the function initialize game. This function has two parameters, n and the game board itself. So this function basically fills all the regular cups, not the large cups, just the regular cups with the number n. So this gameplay function is going to return a value and this value is going to decide who is the winner. So I am going to explain how this gameplay function works. 0 represents the player 1 and 1 represents the computer. And again there's a turn variable. It's going to again similarly represents the 0 represents the player 1's turn and turn 1 is going to be computer's turn. So this is our main loop from here to here. This whole thing is going to be executed again and again while the winner is equal to 2. So this is for checking the end condition. If one side's whole regular cups are empty, then this means the game is over and program should calculate the winner. This part is going to check player's side and this part is going to check computer side. If the turn is 0, then it means it's player's turn. It's going to ask user to select a cup, just checking if that move is valid. And then it's going to send that selection to a function which is called move. So this function is going to take 3 parameters. These are the turn, cup, selected cup, and the game board itself. So now I am going to explain the move function. Again, side being 0 is going to represent the player side, and side being 1 is going to mean that it's the computer side. So it's going to be the same value with the turn, but it can be changed if, so for example, if we take this 3, it's going to overflow the player's side. So we need a variable called side. The game says that if the last cup you drop is not empty, then you are going to take those stones and distribute again. So we need a loop for this, and this loop is going to be executed over and over again unless the last cup is empty. So this represents the counting process. This counting is stored in a variable which is called stones, and then it's going to unload that cup. It's going to take the stones from that cup, and this one represents the unloading process. Then it's going to distribute the stones one by one, and this one is going to represent that. And this part does the side changing operation. So how does it work is, if of course if stones is not equal to 0 and the current cup index equals to large cup index, then it should change the side. Because we use a 2D array, it is going to change the side. If the side is 0, then it is going to be 1. If the side is 1, then it's going to be 0. So there are two extra conditions. So after the distribution, if the current cup index is 6, then that turn should end and the same player should play again. So it is going to turn the same turn was empty, then it should be the opponent's turn. So this one is going to change the turn if the last turn ended in empty cup, and if the last turn ended in empty cup, this whole loop is not going to execute it again. It is going to return the turn. So basically, while I was writing this code, I was using my sister to test the code, and at some point she became bored. So I created this one in order to play with her. So this variable basically changed the game into a two-player Mangala game. Basically, it is going to do this part if the player changed two-player option, and this part basically is the same thing as the player's turn. And the second addition which I implement to this code is the difficulty option. It basically gives user to choose a difficulty. I thought my program was too easy, and then I tried to write a better computer, and then I wanted to keep both computers, so I made this difficulty option. And what does this difficulty option do is basically again a switch statement, and if it is easy, as I told, it's going to be a random move. It's not actually random, but it is almost random. It's going to be, so if it is 0, it's going to be random cup, but if it is 1, it is going to it's going to try to find a better move. It's not the best move, but it is better. And so the game has a rule, and this rule is if you end in your own large cup, then you are allowed to play another turn. So if there is a move which makes your last turn ends in your own cup, then computer is going to play that move first. So here it is going to check that if there is a move like that, then this part is going to check if there is a move which makes computers large cup increased by 1.